Boom shakalaka, big news for Bitcoin on a macro sense. Plus the expert trader who called the Dogecoin pump is now calling a $56,000 Bitcoin in the short term and a $200,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's episode, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, where it is, what it's doing, also some macro news on Bitcoin that could positively affect the Bitcoin price pretty dramatically. And we're going to take a look at where Bitcoin will be by the end of this year. Now, before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let's get into things. Well, guys, Bitcoin's been on a downtrend since the beginning of January. Now, January historically is a bad month for Bitcoin. However, we're no longer in January. It's February now. February historically is a good month for Bitcoin. So we could potentially see the Bitcoin price headed north. Where Bitcoin is sitting right now is the 61.8 fib from 20,000 to the all-time high of $42,000. And as a matter of fact, it is sandwiched right between the 4-hour MA50 and the 4-hour MA200, this blue and this orange line right here. Now, likely it may break down following this trend that it's in unless we start to see some of the effects of February, until we see the bottom, this white line back here. That's actually the bottom of this bullish megaphone Bitcoin has been in since about September. Now, big news for Bitcoin this week. Elon Musk. Bitcoin is on the verge of seeing broader acceptance by finance. He's saying he's late to the party, but he's a supporter of Bitcoin. We all know he posted Bitcoin in his Twitter profile. But in a conference, he said he does think that Bitcoin is a good thing. He's a supporter of Bitcoin. He thinks Bitcoin is on the verge of getting broad acceptance by conventional finance. Now, what does this mean? Well, currently, cryptocurrency is only about this much. Actually, it's a little bit more. It's about 10 of these blocks, okay? Almost as big as the U.S. military spending. But he's talking about Bitcoin getting accepted by conventional finance. Well, if we take a look at conventional finance, okay, that's a lot more. Look at all of this money in global wealth, all of this in conventional finance. That's a lot more blocks that can be added to the tally of Bitcoin. Now, I've been reading recently, and I was reading this book by a very good investor. And there were a few quotes here that I wanted to share with you before we take a look at basically the macro sense of what's going on with Bitcoin. 3 quotes. 1, the desire to get rich fast is pretty dangerous. Okay? Now, Bitcoin's fast, but everybody chasing altcoins, FOMOing into altcoins, that's like super fast, and that's very dangerous because a lot of them will lose. 2nd, you're looking for a mispriced gamble, and you have to know whether the gamble is mispriced. And I'm going to show later on that Bitcoin still, even at 33.6, is a mispriced gamble. And finally, he says, you should remember that good ideas are rare. When the odds are greatly in your favor, like when there's only 21 million of something, bet heavily. So I'll tell you later who these quotes are from. But the expert trader / analyst who predicted the Dogecoin pump, I basically used his charts to know that Dogecoin was an oscillator and therefore would pump. Well, let's take a look at some of these tweets based on what he says is going on in the general market. Now, right now, Bitcoin at 33.6, he says, his $100,000 Bitcoin price target is actually low. The upward bendy motion detected on the top cap model now on track for $200,000 minimum in the long term. Now, what's really going on with Bitcoin that's causing this? First off, in terms of adoption, Bitcoin has roughly the same users as the internet had in 1997. Do you guys remember internet in 1997? It took you like 5 minutes to download a picture, and you guys know what type of pictures I'm talking about. But Bitcoin's growing faster. The next 4 years on current path will bring Bitcoin users to 1 billion people. That's the equivalent of 2005 for the internet. Now guys, you remember 2005 for the internet? That's like right when your mom and your grandparents and everyone started getting into Facebook. All right. So still, that is very early on. That's right before Facebook exploded. So you think the next 4 years are very important for Bitcoin? Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin right now, an indicator of the sheer number of Bitcoin users arriving here, even during consolidation, even though the price has dropped from 42,000 to 33,000, new users arriving per day is higher than any other time in this bull market, as we can see by this yellow line right here. Still not even close to the number of people that came in 2017, but it looks strikingly similar to what happened in around September, October 2017, where we had a sharp spike and then it dropped down, had a bottom before blasting off again. Right now, though, there's a big difference between the people buying Bitcoin now and the people who were buying Bitcoin in 2017. The coin buyers right now are extremely strong holders. Coins moving to red means hodlers who seldom sell. And as you can see here, there is a lot more red than way back here, as we've seen before with the number of addresses holding 1,000 or more Bitcoin growing. These people are holding Bitcoin. And guess what? When you have simple economics, supply and demand, these hodlers decrease the supply significantly. So any fluctuations in demand sends the price skyrocketing. Now, you might say, well, Bitcoin just went up so dramatically. It went up from $10,000 to $20,000 to $40,000. But as it turns out, on-chain RSI is in the lower band for this phase of the bull market. Pretty close to a full reset. The price is no longer overheated. So as you can see here back in 2017, as the price went up, look, it bounced in this bullish megaphone here. The RSI bounced, and that basically shows us the strength. Well, it bounced, but guess what? We're all the way back down towards the bottom right now, giving us more room to continue to go up. And furthermore, the spent output profit ratio, 24-hour moving average, tracks profit taken when coins are being sold. It hit the 1.0 line, which means we completely reset. It hit it back here towards the end of January. To go lower, we'd need investors to sell at a loss. And I doubt many investors are going to sell at a loss. This would need a bear phase to happen, and that's not in the cards with the current setup. People don't sell for a loss unless they think the floor is falling out, and right now that's not the sentiment with Bitcoin. People think the price is going to go up. And even if we take a look at a longer time frame, so this is the 1 week spent output profit ratio, it's pretty close to a full reset, with the exception, almost got all the way down to this line, except Elon screwed it up and bounced us early. So guys, that is basically what Willy Woo is saying with Bitcoin right now. And I actually took a look at the Bitcoin chart. And there's this line that I've been taking a look at on the weekly Bitcoin chart that actually has been support pretty significantly through the last cycle. If we take a look at the last bull run for Bitcoin, we take a look at this blue line. Look at all of the support this blue line has been. Support, 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 all the way up to the top. Well, guess what? It was already support once, way back here in October. And potentially it might be heading up to where we could be seeing potentially around $26,000, $28,000 if it goes down that far. But that line of support is the weekly MA20, the 20 weekly MA. And so basically that line is going to be support all the way going up. And it's just going to keep on increasing and increasing and increasing until the price pretty much heads up like it could significantly to like the $200,000 to $300,000 area. Now, Willy Woo right now, he's saying the current flows of capital coming in, the consolidation for is expected to be around $29,000, which supports this 20 weekly MA line that I was showing right there on daily closes. However, the upper bound would be $56,000, but quickly rising each day. So right now, the upper bound is $56,000. That means that Bitcoin could easily double overnight. It can happen that fast. And really, it only has $4,000 to go down. So guys, if you're still looking to get into Bitcoin, I mean, a lot of you are looking at altcoins. You want to know which altcoin's best. No altcoin is better than Bitcoin in the long term. I've showed that over and over and over again. But this brings me back to these quotes here, and particularly this last one. So first, we're looking for a mispriced gamble. Bitcoin right now, mispriced gamble. Trying to get rich fast, pretty dangerous? Yeah, if you're looking for altcoin gains to 1,000x your money, pretty dangerous. But here's the thing that's really important. You should remember that good ideas are rare. When the odds are greatly in your favor, bet heavily. Good ideas like Bitcoin, like money without banks, very, rare idea. If we take a look at this being compared with the internet, the very early internet, like how awesome would it have been to invest in Amazon in 1997? Don't you think you'd be doing well right now? Yeah, well, you have that same opportunity by betting it on Bitcoin right now, because guess what? The odds are greatly in your favor, and bet heavily. And for you guys trying to wait for the ultimate time to buy in, Willie Woo says if you're looking for an entry to hodl Bitcoin long term, don't nickel and dime an entry. You're not going to sweat a few $1,000s of non-perfect entry when it's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in a year. The main bull phases here, capital inflows has gone nuts. So guys, I hope in all of that you get to see that Bitcoin right now, even at $33,600, is still very underpriced. We're going to see a Bitcoin breakout by the end of February at the very latest to see if the bottom of this bullish megaphone actually gets support. I think that Bitcoin may end up coming down to somewhere around this box, somewhere around that $29,000, and then bouncing off of there to never come back down to that area. But that's just my thoughts on things, and things change on a regular basis. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will catch you later. Peace.